Okay, everybody. Hey, how's it going? This is going to be our first stream for our Pathfinder role-playing game. It's called Quest in the Dark. This is a homebrew that I made myself. So we'll get into what the land is and what the backstory and everything is for the land as we go through the story. More and more places will open up. We'll do a little bit of intros to each area and everything like that. We do have 4 players with us this evening, and whenever I bring them in, I'll have them introduce themselves. That way, we know who everybody is, and we'll go through character introductions and everything like that as well. So, we do have the chat up and live and everything, so if you guys want to go through and say anything, feel free to. So, further ado, let's get on and get started here. So I'm going to bring everybody in. Let's see here. Okay guys, we are live right now, so we can go ahead and start up. If we can go through and introduce yourselves, and, you know, introduce your characters and everything like that as well, that would be awesome. Whoever wants to go first.
I wasn't paying attention.
It's okay. So,
So you volunteered to go first.
yep, that means you're going first there, buddy.
What am I doing?
So you're gonna introduce yourself, you're gonna introduce your character as well.
Alright, well, my name is Christian. I am playing a 6'3" monk sorcerer named Gideon. He has brown hair with little flecks of white throughout, kind of brushed back to the back of his head. He's got some fairly golden looking eyes. Younger face despite the graying hair. And yeah, that's about it. Wearing, I guess, just plain vest, no shirt kind of thing. Drawstring pants going down to about the mid-calf. Wearing some sandals. And you can see on his tops of his feet and the backs of his hands, there are 4 circular designs that have a red cloud with a lightning bolt shooting out of it.
Awesome.
Sorry, what's your character's name?
Gideon. Gideon.
Alright. And I forgot to mention for those of you joining us, if you don't know what a Gestalt campaign is, that's what we're playing. It's pretty much when you take 2 classes and mesh them together, put them on top of each other. So think of it as like multi-classing. Think of it as like multi-classing, but you get the benefits of both instead of being limited in that multi-class.
It also increases character creation time significantly.
True, very true. Okay, so who's next?
I guess I'll go.
Alright.
Jesus Christ.
Just gonna turn me down. I'm a very loud individual.
Turn down for what?
I mean, I might come through and just fucking strangle you at this point.
I would love to see that.
Anyways, my character's name is Valtria. She is an ASMR.
How do you spell that?
VALTRYA.
I was close. I put IA.
Whatever.
Close enough.
Yeah. Dude, thanks for fucking distracting me.
You're welcome.
Wow.
Calm down, would you?
Sparkly lights.
I'm just in a bad mood, okay?
I can
I
tell.
lost my nicotine, and I'm not having fun.
You'll have fun.
You will. I promise.
I will not. I will make this miserable for all of you. If I'm in a bad mood, you're coming with me. Anyways, she is an Asimar. She is a alchemist Artemis. No. Yes.
Alchemist, Arcanist.
Same fucking thing.
I am glad I put.
Me. I know where you live.
I am glad I put the explicit tag on these.
Probably safe.
Alright, keep going there, Alyssa.
She's got fiery angel wings, a fiery halo. Her eyes are sapphire-like. And she's got long, solid white hair. She's about 16, 17.
Okay.
That's it. That's all I got for you. I don't know what the fuck else you want.
That's fine. Just chill out.
I
Alright,
can't.
who's next?
Me too.
Alright, well, I guess I'll go. I'm the other Chris.
The other Chris.
I'm playing Ulrich Zyphos. He is a very pasty white. Just the whitest.
White
Is he like a Crayola white crayon white?
He's hasn't seen the sun ever white.
Whiter
So,
than sour
fuck
cream.
it. That's a fair question. Is he whiter than sour cream? Sour cream never sees the light.
He's white bread.
Oh man, he's serious white.
White
Was
bread.
he also in AV Club and Glee Club and even the chess team?
Probably not.
Damn.
Not where he comes from.
Does he have white privilege?
Don't we all?
No.
He has a very ornate green armor.
Oh, yeah, that's what I forgot. Whatever.
Purple eyes. He is also a soul knife summoner. White ass hair.
Are you just a single class? Or is Soul Knife a class?
Soul knife is a class.
What the fuck?
You'll find out what it does later.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh, he's got the goggles. He has the goggles.
Come here, mommy. No, get that off of you.
The goggles,
I
they do
drove
nothing.
Googles. Jesus Christ.
The Googles, they do nothing.
Googles, they answer your questions.
My bad. I'm not sorry though.
Alright, we got one more.
Alright, so I'm Kirsten, but you guys can call me Kiri. I'm going to be playing Aurelia, a Bard Oracle. She's in her early 20s, about 5'3" in height, average build. She's got like really striking blue eyes and long auburn hair that she keeps in like a messy braid with kind of like pieces hanging out in the front. And intertwined in her braid is a single blue ribbon. And she's got like a scar-like mark on her right wrist, and it looks like a bunch of thorns. And at the very tips of the thorns, like it looks like it's kind of like just healing, like it's pinkish red. And I can't remember. Did I say she's a Bard Oracle?
Yes.
No.
And she's a human.
Who man?
What am I wearing?
What are you wearing?
Let me see
Something
my sheets.
skimpy, I assume.
Well, aside from the ribbon,
Wait, so you're just wearing a ribbon?
Oh man, that's my biggest fantasy come true.
She is the
she's
talk of
wearing
the town.
scale mail.
Nipple tassels?
Well, the ribbon's in her hair, so I mean, really, she's wearing some scale mail and just kind of what you typically
Oh
see.
no, it's a furry. We have to kill it.
Alright,
I don't make the rules.
I just enforce them.
Pretty much.
Oh, and she's carrying a bow and a mandolin.
Awesome.
What the fuck is a mandolin? I'm
It's a
stupid.
guitar.
Very small guitar,
That's
Like a
big.
ukulele, but not as lame.
like it's bigger than a ukulele but smaller than a guitar.
Ukulele's more successful brother.
Yeah. Sounds fucking lame. But I dig it.
Okay. So now that we know who everybody is and character-wise what they're playing and everything, let's get on into it, shall we?
No.
Oh, shush. So, our adventure begins in the eastern coastal town of Tulamir. It's in the southwest region of the continent known as Amamor. This village is highly bustling, lots of townspeople going about their day. Their biggest thing is fishing and everything since they are right on the coast. And, you know, people are yelling out in the marketplace, hey, you know, come buy this, take a look at the fresh catch of the day, things like that.
Trash fish.
Trash fish, yes.
We buy them.
So we're gonna open up on one of the city streets. There are a couple carts around and everything like that, and we see 2 out of the 4 of our adventurers walking down the street, looking for the center of this district, trying to get to the mayor of this district, to answer the call for arms against a goblin raid that has been happening lately in the city that's been wreaking havoc. Don't
Get the fuck off the TV!
Stevie the TV.
Oh, well, somebody's angry.
Don't. Well, don't fucking jump on the TV! Fuck!
You good?
Cool, let me get rid of it.
You good? You okay now? Can I keep going?
Hold on a minute.
I'm back.
Okay.
There we go.
So we
Fucking
are again starting off. 2 of our adventurers are walking down the street, looking for the mayor of this district, to answer his call to arms, to deal with a goblin issue that's been going on. So we see this pasty white looking guy with some really dark looking goggles on, and this young lady with a fiery halo above her head and these fiery angel-like wings protruding from her back. And as they're walking down the street, they're getting stares. Like, this is a really odd couple, but
All of the stairs.
our young lady is getting more of the stares because people are, you know, as they're walking past, people are looking at her and whispering to each other like, oh my god, is that a real angel walking down the street? And we're gonna pick up first with you guys.
No.
Well, you know, we'd draw less attention if you could shut that off, ever.
Not doing it. Mind your fucking business.
But it's really bright.
I don't care. You've got your fucking goggles.
They only help so much.
Doesn't matter. Got the goggles.
Who are we supposed to be looking for? Mayor?
Yes.
The mayor.
Jesus Christ, do you not listen?
Hmm.
I'm gonna take that as a no, you don't fucking listen.
I guess I'll stroll up to just a random passerby.
Okay.
Oh shit,
Ask him
I
if
guess I'll just follow him.
how and where do find mayor.
Um, he looks up from what he's doing and takes a look at you, and is a little drawn back by just how white your skin is.
Be very apathetic, small, up to just the chest wave.
That's racist.
Racist
So-
if you make it racist.
So he, after getting over what he's seeing, directs you down the center street, which if you go and you look down the street, it actually is a straight shot from where you're standing to the large castle at the center of town. And on the way there, you actually see like a small water fountain with a couple people milling around it. He goes, well, the last I saw, he was somewhere around the fountain, so if you make your way there, you should be able to find him pretty easily.
Well, thank you, sir, guy,
Thanks.
maybe lady.
It's a guy.
I stick by what I said.
Oh, okay. Alright, you stick by what you say then.
Yep. I guess we walk. Would you like to go toward the fountain that this nice man lady said to go to?
Well, that's definitely a man. Or be a food towel. But yeah.
Okay. So as you guys do whatever it is you're doing, we cut to another pair of our adventurers, kind of in the same situation, trying to find their way to the center of town, with a flyer in hand, you know, asking for people to come help out, to get rid of these goblins that have been terrorizing the district.
I guess I'll turn and be like, well, Gideon, what do you suppose we do? We're trying to find this mayor. Have you been here before in your travels?
He just shakes his head as he hasn't really been this far out, and he kind of just looks at her and points at the flyer.
Oh, well, I guess the mayor's address is listed right here, isn't it? I suppose we should just, ask someone where we can go and go there. So, is there anyone around that we can potentially ask?
There's people everywhere.
Okay. Anyone who looks particularly approachable?
I mean, make a perception check.
14 plus 5, so 19?
There is a older looking lady, like selling flowers out of a hand basket. Just,
Okay.
you know, standing there, trying to make her way today.
Okay, so I'll walk up to her and go, excuse me, how much are your flowers?
Oh, they're just a copper apiece, dear.
Okay, any chance that you could have one that I could affix to my good friend here's,
That just cut completely out.
Yeah, you're choppy as shit, though. She's choppy.
Okay. So give us a couple minutes here, everybody. We're gonna stop the stream to try to
Fix some technical difficulties.
fix some technical difficulties. So we will be right back.
After the
Alright. Alright, so sorry about that, everybody. We're gonna be cutting back in here now. Alright, and we're back. Awesome. So, as we were saying before, we had a little bit of technical issues. Our other two adventurers were walking down trying to find the location of the mayor, where he was at, to answer the flyer. They just asked a little old lady for flowers. And that's kind of where we had to jump off here for a minute. So let's pick up right there.
Yes, ma'am. I was hoping to get a flower to affix to my friend's, I guess since he's not wearing a shirt, shorts.
I'm wearing a shirt, though.
Oh, are you wearing a shirt?
My character is.
Okay.
But he just kind of is, like, looking at you with squinty eyes right now.
Yeah, I'd like to get, like, a little thing for him to put on his shirt so that we're presented well.
Rolls his eyes and just lets it happen.
Okay. She goes, "Oh, absolutely, my dear, absolutely." And she holds out her flower basket and everything. She goes, "Whatever you think would work."
What would you recommend to go with his eyes?
Oh, let's see
You're
here.
serious.
Oh, let me
Yeah,
look.
I'm very serious, Gideon.
She kind of, like, not rummages, but kind of, like, gently goes through her flowers and everything for a minute there, and she pulls out just like a small carnation.
Oh, it's beautiful. So I give her a gold piece. I know it was a copper, but I gave her a gold. And I just kind of affix it to his shirt. And then...
As you're affixing that to his shirt, she's trying to, like, look at her coin purse to see if she can make change.
Oh, no change necessary.
Oh, thank you, my dear. Thank you so much.
And
she reaches over to you and, like, gives you a little kiss on the cheek.
Oh, well, thank you.
Oh.
I was hoping you could assist us. We're seeking the mayor, and we're not familiar with the area. And I show her the little flyer, and I'm like, we're just really not sure about how to get around here, and we're really hoping you could point us in the right direction here.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, so you're here to answer about the goblins. Oh, okay. Well, last I saw him, I was making my way past the fountain in the center of the district, and he was just hanging around there, waiting for anybody to answer. So I'm gonna bet he's still there. So if you make your way down this road here, and make another right, and follow that down, you should be able to find him.
Oh, well, thank you so much. We'll make our way that way.
Oh, you're very welcome, dearie.
So I guess we start making our way downtown, walking fast. Faces past him, we're homebound.
Okay. So you guys start making your way down to the fountain, and as you turn the corner, you do see off in the distance a little while that there is a water fountain just in the middle of the road, it looks like. So each party starts making their way there, and around the same time, you end up in a location. It's kind of similar to this. Let me know if that did come up for you guys.
It did, yep.
Yep, we're good.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So, this is where you guys are at. As you can see, we have both parties, one to the north, one to the east. And, leaving it up to you guys to see what you want to do. Oh god.
Well, I
Okay.
guess, I guess we're walking up to the fountain, and...
We have stern purpose.
I noticed. So as you zoom your way towards these three people here, the two in the front there, take their pole arms and kind of ready them at you because you ran up so quickly.
Okay, and and immediately as soon as that happens, I use a arm swift swoosh her back, and then stand immediately in front of her.
Okay. The this one here, it looks a little uneasy and looks at you guys. Where do you think? Why are you rushing at us so quickly? There's no need for that.
So I'll just kind of gently, like, because Gideon's, I guess, got his arm in front of my face because he's so tall. I'll just kind of, like, gently lower his arm and be like, it's okay, it's okay. We're actually just looking for the mayor. And I show them the, like, advertisement. There was a call to assist with the goblin issue, and we heard he was here. I apologize that we came so abruptly. That wasn't our intention. We were just seeking him out, and we're hastened in our search.
Well. Okay. And this gentleman here steps forward and says, "Yes, I'm the mayor of the district here. Thank you for answering our flyer. If we're just gonna wait here for a little while longer, because I do hear that there are a couple more people interested in answering."
Absolutely. Well, what's your name, sir?
Crap, I have it written down somewhere. Hold on.
Sorry, you said your name was Bootylicious McGee?
He starts popping that. Starts doing that booty pop.
Get back to twerk.
His name is Mayor Carlin.
Did you say Carl or Carlin?
Carlin.
Same thing.
Carlen.
Carlicious.
Sorry, Carlton?
I call him Carlicious.
Well, it's nice to meet you, Mayor Carlin. My name's Aurelia, and this is my friend Gideon.
Just nods.
Nice to meet you as well, then. Okay, so he starts making small conversation with you guys, asking, how he heard about you, or how you guys heard about this and everything like that.
On your website.
Was that www.iminhell.com?
Yes.
Okay. So as you guys are making conversation,
Okay.
two more adventurers walk up.
Is this where the party's at?
Well, I guess if we're trying to form a party.
There's a party? I just have a cat, man.
I meant like murder party. Like gonna murder goblins or something?
We're not gonna murder anything.
Well, we are in need of people to help with the goblin problem.
Yeah. Oh, okay, you can do that.
Right.
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 Are you here for that?
Yes.
Yeah, to murder goblins.
Jesus Christ, we don't murder.
Okay, well, then you're definitely in the right place. I guess 4's enough for this. But, thank you all for showing up, and, taking interest in the town and trying to help us out here with everything that's been going on. But lately we've been having some goblin issues, as the flyer says. Goblins have been coming in during the night, breaking all kinds of things and whatnot, like goblins would normally do, but this is a little bit more excessive than that. They also seem to be killing small animals, small pets, such as dogs, cats,
Not
things
the
like
cat.
that. And also,
Murder baby.
they will actually go and take their small kills and hang them in storefront windows and things like that but nobody's really sure why. They've also been tipping carts over in the middle of the day with, everybody's produce or any goods that they're trying to sell. They'll just kind of pop in and wreak havoc on those as well, which that is not a normal goblin thing to do in this area either. Usually they just will come in and like scavenge around for some food and leave, but they've been seeming to be causing a little bit more havoc than usual. We just need somebody to take care of the problem, maybe scare them off, or find them at the source and try to just put an end to this.
Okay, you're just gonna see Gideon kind of like lean or walk over to Aurelia's side, lean in, and whisper into her ear.
Are you gonna whisper? Okay. Well, just out of curiosity, is this something that is being done out of goodness, or is there any kind of additional motivation per se for this task?
Oh, there will definitely be a reward. If you do look on the flyer there, it's about a 300 gold piece reward per person that embarks on this.
Okay. Now, I mean, this does seem like it's quite a hassle, and there's 4 of us now. Is there any way the reward could be supplemented in any way?
Go ahead and roll a diplomacy check for me.
7 plus 7, so that's 14.
Hold on, let
Gideon
me.
just kind of like hits his hand on his head, looks down, shakes it, crosses his arms, and just
So how much did you say?
leans back a bit. 7. So she said 7 plus 7, 14.
So 14. As of the moment, that's all we can offer. I'm sorry to say.
Oh, understandable. Understandable.
Oh, excuse me.
As you hear from the flaming angel standing about 15 feet away from you.
Oh, right. Never mind.
Yeah, we're
Game sack.
we're like 5 feet away. They can hear you.
Okay. They can suck my fat horse cock for all I care.
Wow.
That's a phrase I've never heard.
It's my favorite one.
So
I say that to my boss on a daily basis.
I think she was talking in game.
I was talking in character.
Oh, both. It was both. Take it as both.
Okay. So I just kind of like nudge Aurelia a little bit, elbow to the ribs.
I suppose it's time for introductions. My name's Aurelia, and this is Gideon.
Nods again.
Voltria, Pale Boy.
yep, my name is Ulrich.
That's Pale Boy.
Pleasure to meet you.
I.
Are you
Reaches
two
out her
aware of any
hand,
more than
shakes
we
it
would be? Or are you fairly new to town?
I live in town. I have a shop here in town and one on my home island, so I'm pretty familiar.
Okay. Any suggestions as to where we could begin?
All the bars, they all have good food.
I mean regarding the goblin issue.
Oh, right outside of town, in the valley,
Okay.
last I heard.
Well, the mayor speaks up. The most recent attacks were actually here in town, just a couple blocks away. Down off of, Sycamore Street there. If you know where that is. Voltria, since you say you live here. But there was actually a older man attacked not too long ago either. His name is Tarbell. He was attacked not too long ago. He was actually survived the attack, but has a little bit of a crazy tale about what happened.
Where could we seek out this gentleman?
Lately he's been hanging around one of the taverns in town. Tavern is called the Screaming Gull.
Screaming Gull?
Yes. Ooh.
Well, Valtria, as you seem to be acquainted with the local drinking establishments, it would perhaps be wise to have you take the lead and show us where to go.
You're
Maybe.
also muted.
Whoa.
Tea.
God.
Tea.
They
Apparently
want
we're
you
getting...
to lead them to a drinking establishment.
Oh, I can do that.
Oh, God. What did I get myself into?
Aurelia will turn around and look at the mayor and say, "Oh, well, thank you, Mayor Carlin. We'll do our best to resolve this issue."
Oh, thank you very much. If you need me for anything, feel free to, come to the offices, and we'll do what we can to help you out.
Absolutely, sir.
And you see him and his guards walk a general this way direction, and then disappear.
Right through the fountain.
Yep, right through the fountain. And then disappear into this place. And they disappear into there.
Okie dokie.
Oh god, what happened? There we go. So you have the name of a man and the name of a
Or
bar.
woman.
It might be a man-woman.
Oh,
Or
the
woman,
mayor did.
man.
The mayor did say the
That's my
man's
favorite
name
kind.
is.
Doesn't mean he knows if he's a he.
Um,
Has this mayor slept with him? Has the mayor pantsed him in any way? Did he fondle?
I want to touch his brundle.
Wow.
Oh my!
We'll never know unless I do it.
So, are you ready to proceed, Valtria and Ulrich?
Yeah, follow me. I'm gonna lead y'all down a very shady, very dark alley.
Oh,
We need to go to the Screaming Gull.
That's where we're going. Down the shady alley. We're going my way. You asked me to show you, I'm trying. Either you go down the shady alley or you go.
I'm going to warn you, this might be the worst idea of your guys' lives.
I'm sure we'll be okay.
Is the alley dark?
It's very dark, yeah. Very shady.
Meanwhile, it is broad daylight.
It's very dark, very shady. It's where the shady people hang out in this alley.
You are literally a walking torch, and you're going to talk about things being dark.
Yes, I'm scared of the dark. God. It's like you don't know me at all. You only lived in my house for months. There was a little nightlight in every room.
Oh. Okay.
Sorry you like the basement because it's dark. It's not my fault. And there was a dungeon down there. It was the sex dungeon.
She's going to keep going if you don't stop her. Let's just get moving.
Unfortunately, I don't speak much, and I just kind of stand there, waiting for
I'm just
someone.
gonna start fucking trucking it. Either keep up or don't. Bye.
Yeah.
Well, Aurelia's not quite sure what to make of such abruptness. It's not something that she's accustomed to, so she's a little bit reserved in this situation, just kind of feeling it out, not entirely sure how to react, and is kind of hoping Gideon, who's got a little bit more,
rolls his eyes, puts his foot on her butt, and just gives her a little.
So she kind of stumbles gently forward and starts following.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys are making your way to the tavern then?
Yes.
Yeah, we're going down the shady dark alley.
It is not down a shady dark alley.
It's not shady or dark.
Mind your fucking business.
This is
Would you like to
literally
run
my-
this?
Don't make me whip it out. How dare
As we get cut off. Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys make your way down the streets,
'Kay.
to a tavern with a sign on it saying Screaming Gull, and has a picture of a seagull with its mouth open.
Okay. Gideon's just gonna walk right in. No
Okay.
hesitation.
Well, I'll follow Gideon.
Good from the cat for a while. I put treats in the coconut room.
Okay.
Okay, so you guys walk into the tavern. In the tavern, you see a bunch of tables and chairs and everything, people sitting around with drinks and whatnot. Bartender, at the bar, getting things together, filling up a glass or two.
As soon as I walk in, I'm going to look around the room to see if I can spot someone regaling a tale of wonder and amusement to the enjoyment of drink, if you will.
Okay, make a perception check.
That will be a 18.
You see about 4 people with that description.
4 people, but does any of them sound like they're talking about goblins?
No.
Interesting. Okay, well, we're gonna go for a man who matches the description of Tarble. Does that narrow it down any further?
Narrow it down any further. Well, you see a couple people with like scratches and punctures and things like that, and they say no, these are just from work and everything, carpentry work and building houses.
Okay, I'm just gonna
and
look for the
things.
most beat up motherfucker that's regaling this story.
Well, there's nobody regaling a story with that is like super beat up, but you do see
Okay.
a man pass.
I will just stand on a table. And who was attacked by goblins?
Everybody looks up at you, and every hand
Everyone raises their hand.
every hand in the establishment points to the corner of the bar, to a man whose head is on the table, surrounded by drinking goblets.
So Gideon's just gonna take the hint, walk straight over, and not even looking back, just going right up.
I guess I'll follow. And I'll kind of like peek and be like, "Pardon me."
Oh, he is passed out.
I nudge her to use
Well, what have I got here?
something.
Is there a spell for a hearty slap?
I mean, I could just roll for a hearty slap, but at the same time, that might kill him.
I'll do it. I don't have very much strength. I'll slap him.
You can choose to
I'm gonna
use
walk up and
non-lethal
slap it.
damage.
Yeah,
I was
don't
gonna
wanna
create
knock him
water
the
and try to
fuck
slash
out.
him awake.
That's the one.
I'm gonna slap him.
Okay.
Who I need
Okay.
for that?
We're kind of already at the table before you, so she's already like casting or create water here.
Create water.
She just
Splash him awake.
That's unfortunate. I was looking to do some slapping and some drinking.
You told us to keep up, so we took the lead.
You're learning fast.
Jesus.
Okay, so we splashed water on him.
okay. You splash water on him.
No, actually,
He
no.
comes awake with a start.
I was thinking about putting that 99
Yeah,
in
he's-
here. Yeah, I thought about it.
He comes awake with a start. Groggily is just like, what? Not again.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. Are you Tarble?
Who's asking?
My name's Aurelia. We're amongst a group that was hired by the mayor to resolve the goblin issue you've been having, and I'm under the understanding that you were recently attacked.
Those little bastards. Nah. And then he kind of looks in each of the mugs to see if there's anything left.
Gideon's just gonna walk up to the bar and buy a coffee.
I'm gonna hand him a drink.
Okay.
Chill.
Nope. Too late. I've done my damage.
So you ask him about the attack and if he can describe it for you. He sits there. He kind of scoots back a little bit. He goes, "Well, you see, I was coming home from work," and looks around the bar one evening and walking down the street, and all of a sudden, blah! There's goblins everywhere. They were clipping my knees with their little swords and stabbing me in the butt. It was weird. And I was like, "Hey, goblins, you stop that." And then what they did, I took my little cane, and he like waves his cane in the air. And then I started swinging, and I hit 3 or 4 of them in the head, and they were like, "Oh man, that really hurt." And then they ran away. And then, because I was bleeding from the knees, I passed out.
Oh.
Gideon comes back to the table and puts the cup of coffee next to him.
He looks at it, takes a sip, looks back at you, looks at it, sets it back down in front of you.
Doesn't matter to me.
Is there anything more that you can tell us? Any idea where they came from?
I have no idea. I was just walking down, and all of a sudden, blah, they were there.
How about you tell us which street you were walking down?
Mind your business.
I,
Me and Boo talk. We're talking about the weekend.
oh yeah. It was at that Sycamore Street. That's the one it was. Yeah, it was that one.
Oh.
Thank you for your time.
Okay.
And then I just defer back to Aurelia and...
So, Sycamore Street. And you weren't carrying anything? Like, they didn't steal anything from you?
I don't know. I passed out. I woke up and I wasn't on the street anymore. But hey, whatever.
Alright. Seems like Sycamore Street would be the place to start.
Very good.
Thanks, Gideon. Well, thank you for your time, sir. I really appreciate that.
Absolutely.
And I guess she'll walk away, and our Valtria and Ulrich, like, are they with us, or are they sitting at a table, or?
She handed him his drink.
Okay, I'll join you at a table then.
Okay, then Gideon's just gonna go outside.
So what are you drinking?
Being talked to.
Vodka.
Vodka.
Hey.
You know, I've never had vodka. I usually tend to veer towards wine.
I'm gonna put my cup in front of her. Drink.
She'll lift it and smell it, and
Don't smell it, just drink it.
it's awfully potent, isn't it?
Just drink it, my dear.
So she has like the tiniest of sips, and it's good. It's very pleasant, and then she passes the rest of it back.
I'm gonna finish it like a fucking adult child. One shot. Speaking of which.
So that happens.
Yeah. Did you
Okay.
find anything out from our drunkard friend?
Well, all signs seem to point to Sycamore Street. He was coming home, they attacked him, they stabbed at him, and he doesn't recall anything being stolen, so... I mean, as far as I can tell, Sycamore Street is where we need to start. Perhaps they have a hideout near there.
Well, it's as good as plan as any.
Well, I guess we'll let you two finish your drinks, and then we
Oh, I'm
can
done.
proceed. Oh, you're that was very fast.
I've been drinking since we got in here. Time to go
Fair.
lay down.
Okay.
Time to go lay down.
We can
Well,
go in the morning.
But they attack at night.
All right, I'm gonna need another drink, and then I can go.
Or we could just go and not do this drunk again.
So as she's saying, so
Aren't you?
so as she's saying,
again implies
she's
that this is typical.
It is. Yeah, I like to be here.
so as she's like, I need to keep drinking. You're looking at her with her fiery halo and wings and everything, and then thinking to yourself, how are these beverages not just catching fire? Because alcohol is flammable.
Not all alcohol has to be a higher proof.
You mean like vodka?
No, actually, vodka doesn't light on fire very easily.
Well, Aurelia doesn't really know what vodka is.
This is all above table. Gideon's standing outside.
So, I'll wait outside with Gideon, and when you two are ready to proceed, we'll head over.
I'm ready to go now.
Oh,
Yeah.
perfect.
Okay.
So I guess I'll walk outside and kind of give Gideon like a little tap and like, we're ready to go.
Oh, he doesn't need the tap.
Okay. So do you guys go outside, then wait for, or just, start just wandering around until nightfall?
We're actually gonna go to Sycamore Street, and we're just gonna kind of, or at least Gideon's gonna kind of walk up and down, kind of inspect the area, map out the best spots for ambush by goblins,
Right.
kind of make a tactical examination of the area in which the attacks have been happening.
Right. Okay, so you start looking around. Make me a perception check.
That is another 18.
Okay. So you're looking around, walking up and down the street and everything. You do spot a couple of like cobblestones in an area that are, covered in dried blood.
Okay.
With a couple drag marks of that dried blood just kind of going off in a direction. You see marks in walls, or some of the wooden walls and everything, of small like arrow tips still in the wall, but the shafts have been broken off. And that's about all you see.
Okay, I'm gonna take those arrow tips actually.
Okay.
And how many arrow tips would that be? I knew, I saw.
4.
4?
You get 4.
Okay. And those blood marks, were they fresh, or were they dried, or were they somewhere in between?
They were dried.
Dried? Okay.
Yeah. So those, from what you can tell, happened quite a few days ago.
Okay. That's good. I'll report my findings to
And the rest of the group, or just me?
just you.
Okay. So I'll nod, and like Gideon's kind of talking close to me, and I'll nod and go, okay, thank you, and then I'll relay it to the rest of the group.
Okay. If they're there.
Yup.
Yup.
Yeah.
Okay. So you get this information as well.
Alright. So this looks like a common spot to be attacked frequently.
Well,
Gideon nods along.
Okay. How close to nightfall is it?
You still got a few hours.
A few hours? Okay. Well, I guess if should we perhaps, just wait here, or is it worth returning in a couple of hours, or anyone
He just
have
kind of like holds his hand out, like, up to you.
We could set up our own ambush.
And then points it, or like, that's probably a better idea.
Yeah.
So
I mean, if we know roughly where they're coming from, we can seek them out.
You didn't
I
discern. You
From
didn't
a
discern
discernible
anything.
direction.
No, it looked pretty haphazard from what he was stating. Like, there was just chaos everywhere. There was no real way to discern from what direction, I guess. From what
No, everything was kind of like something would trail one direction, something would trail in a completely different direction.
Well, regardless of where we go, I'd prefer to stay a little bit farther back. I don't have any weapons that are good for close combat.
Oh, that's fine. Talking to the guy who is holding no weapons.
Absolutely
I'm
zero
staying back
weapons.
with her.
I mean, I also have no weapons, so it's not new to me. He just assumes you're like a monk from a separate order and just kind of like going along with it. Doesn't matter.
Okay, so what's the plan?
Well, I guess if we can't figure out where they're coming from, we're gonna have to either wait for them and follow them, or try to drive them off and then follow them back.
Alright, since my partners doesn't seem to be catching on to what I'm trying to do here, I will say that it's probably best to follow your lead at this point.
Well, the best thing I can think of doing is I could cast a silent image and have it kind of walk around and see if it gets attacked.
Okay. So, do you want to do an ambush?
Well, I kind of want to see if they attack us.
Okay, and then what are you looking to accomplish when they do?
Kick their booties, I don't know.
So, an ambush.
Boom.
Yeah, if you guys are all right, I'm gonna try to cast a silent image of, I guess, just
Why don't you wait until it's a little closer to
Yeah,
the time when
I
they
guess,
actually
yeah.
attack?
yeah.
And then
So I
why
guess
don't we set up a plan of attack around this area?
you've learned more about tactics than I have, so that's a good suggestion.
This is why I'm trying to teach you to think.
Bum bum bum.
So then he defers back to Auric. How about this? What is your take on this situation?
Well, if we don't know which direction we're coming from, or they're coming from, we should find a centralized location that has a view every direction, but is still going to provide us with some cover because obviously they have archers.
And potentially have a lookout from above to see if there's anything coming from that direction as well.
Right.
And then he's just gonna kind of like look back at Aurelia, kind of like wiggle his eyes, like,
Well, yeah.
okay, so this is what I'm trying to get you to learn.
Okay.
Okay, so I guess with that being said, we kind of have like a haphazard plan of what we're going to do. We don't quite know what everybody's able to do yet, so we're just gonna, I guess, Auric and I are gonna kind of discuss battle plans, I guess. try to get a decent grip of our surroundings. I can get up on high ground at least. Get a good view from above.
Okay.
Oh, I read about a thing that I can try with my mandolin.
Gideon, make me a survival
Why?
check. Or Gideon and Ulrich make me survival checks.
That is a 8.
17.
Whew, thank God.
Okay. So Gideon, you're looking around, and you're standing right in the middle of the road, and you go, "This looks like a good spot." And Ulrich comes
Okay,
over,
well,
and
I would assume that I know what a roof is.
Ulrich comes over, grabs you by the shoulder, like in front of you, grabs you by the shoulders and shakes you a little bit, and just goes, "No," and points up.
Yeah, that's fair.
He's speaking.
Okay, well, I'm gonna climb up onto the roof, I guess, and scope out this zone.
Is there
Okay.
anywhere that I could kind of hide and then when the time comes cast my silent image so I'm behind something?
You could hide behind me. Pretty sure they would not see you behind me.
You're pretty much a beacon. So anywhere.
I vote we use her as bait.
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time, and I'm sober for it this time.
There we go. Got a plan.
Okay, is there anywhere I can sneak behind and kind of make myself hidden?
You can literally
Yeah.
make yourself a box.
There's a couple like stalls and everything like that you can crouch behind and everything.
Okay, I'll crouch in one of those.
Peace.
Well, again, it is still only like 5 in the evening.
Oh,
That is why I said I just want to scope out where I would like to be
oh.
before the ambush. That's why
Sorry,
I was trying
thought
to
it was
climb
later in
onto
the
the
evening
roof.
by now.
No, it's only like
My
5
bad.
or 6 o'clock.
Okay.
I get that, but can I not scope out the roof, climb up there, take a look, discern if it's a good enough spot for me to sit for the ambush, not right now.
Okay.
Never mind. It's fine.
Well, no, you guys are doing good. You do end up finding a good enough location. It's kind of like in the... So, how this kind of looks here.
Okay.
So, you find a roof that has the similar situation going on, and you can hide in like that little corner.
Okay, sounds good. I'm gonna hide up there.
Okay. Well, you guys
Later.
make preparations and everything.
Like push some
get
carts
things-
together into the road to like try to bottleneck some of these alleyways and whatnot.
Right. So you guys
Potential
make.
escape routes.
Yep. You guys make a good enough ambush location and everything for everything. And get things ready to go. And wait for the cover of darkness. And that's actually where we're gonna end it this time. This was a short one, I know, but it's just kind of an intro to everything.
Sounds like a plan to me.
So,
We look forward to it.
thanks for joining everybody, and see you next time.
Bye.